Hello, my name is Dan Johnson, and welcome back to the Who podcast. This month we have a very special episode because this month I'm going to be joined by the Doctor Who guide, aka Alex Patterson, which is very exciting because I've watched you since I was quite young. Well, I don't want to show your age too much. I mean, I was a bit older, but fairly young. This is,
That's so kind of you. I've been around for a while.
I said to my friends before I came in, it's weird because in a way this is like full circle because you know, I've kind of wanted to be like you, I suppose, and you and many
Aw,
others, and then
yeah,
it's gone like sort of full circle where I've kind of done my own thing, and then we've got
right.
to know each other, and now you're with me.
Here we
So
are. That's so cool.
it's a nice full circle there. But today I'm going to interrogate you.
Oh,
I'm going to ask you many questions. Oh
all
no,
right.
not that many. I'm going to ask you many questions about collecting, mostly about your collection,
Oh, yay.
about your personal experiences with Doctor Who, and as I described to you before, it's kind of like an informal interview. So it should be fun for the next.
Yay.
Do you know there was a podcast thing that David Tennant did? I don't know. I think he's done two series at
Yes.
this point. They're kind of in conversation with, or with this, but
Yes.
yeah, something like that. Should be a pretty good episode.
I
Um,
listened to the one with Catherine Tate. Lovely. Just so
I
much fun.
I only listened to one of them, which I think might be bad. Like I only listened to one.
Same though.
Yeah, I'm listening to so much. There's so many podcasts and things to listen to.
There are.
Like Big Finish, because you did a review, didn't you, on the Dalek
Yes.
Protocol? So I just finished. I went for a walk earlier and finished Dalek Universe 1.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
that was very good. And I'm very excited for the next volume of it. Obviously, I won't spoil it because I don't think you've listened to it yet.
I have not yet.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to listen to. I'm literally
There's so
like,
much.
I mean, I wouldn't want to walk for like hours and hours, but at the same time, I can't listen to it just in my room. So
Right, right.
I have to go for a walk, and I live near a
Mm,
park, so I go to the park and then I walk around the estate a few times.
nice. Nice.
It's
Yeah.
getting me out of the house as well, so
Yes, that's great.
it's
That's
useful.
great.
Um, right. So, do you want to introduce yourself a bit? Talk about yourself,
Yeah.
etc.
Thanks so much for having me. I've been, as you say, making videos for quite a while now. Coming up on 5 years this August, which
Really?
is crazy to think of. And I've posted recently my 400th video for the channel, which was exciting. I didn't realize it, but my first two ever videos, the first one was about a Big Finish sale, and I wasn't on the camera, so I kind of consider my second ever video like my proper first video, and that was on how to cosplay the Ninth Doctor. So inadvertently, my 400th video was about Big Finish and the Ninth Doctor as I was reviewing this Doctor Who magazine. So that felt unintentionally very nice, coming full circle, like you
Yeah,
were
full
saying.
circuit. Yeah.
And yeah, just making videos every week about growing your knowledge collection connection with other Doctor Who fans. And I've been really lucky to have such a wonderful community, of which
Mm.
you are
I
a
think
big
you
supporter.
you do seem to have one of the most loyal fan bases.
They're amazing. They're
They are.
amazing.
Yeah.
I begin to I just it boggles my mind because you're always self-critical of what you put out there, but I'm just always so grateful when I see like the same people commenting every week, and it's like, man, you make it to the end of my videos
Yeah.
too, and it's
Yeah, I'm the
great. It's
same
really great.
because I have a few people like TARDIS One. So hi, John. And who comment every week, and it's like the motivation to keep doing the
Yeah,
videos, and
it's so
it's
great.
like at the minute I'm sitting there with 4 videos that I'm all working on at once, and it's
Ooh,
like I'm excited to see where this goes and people's reaction to this and things like that. And I think you're always looking for the next thing because I imagine you bulk videos, so you have a whole like a
that
backlog almost.
that's the absolute best way to do that, and I'm always happiest when I bulk shoot. I have a lot of the time though I am going like week by week, and
Yeah,
that's a hard way to do it because obviously if it comes to a Friday afternoon and you haven't made your video and you're posting Saturday,
Mm.
it's rather hectic. But yeah, bulk to anybody who's making videos, bulk batch, because it's so much nicer to just have a video to edit rather than having
Yeah.
to film it and come up with the idea and all in one day.
I keep trying to do that and then get to like when I post and I'm like, oh, I need to post this one actually
Right,
because I haven't got
right.
anything left. But
Well,
um,
and that's a nice thing too, is if you have videos prepared and you need for whatever reason to take a week off or
yeah,
miss the next upload, you can put that one out and not be
yeah.
behind.
I have very short amounts of sort of motivation where like if I'm going on holiday, it won't be like I'll do one video. It's like I'll do six to cover every
Yes.
day. You know, it's
Yeah, right.
that kind of God, that sort of naivety, I suppose, when I was younger as well, because I used to post a lot more, and it was not very good. But trust me, there are questions about that coming up.
Ooh.
Um,
Yes,
my
quality versus quantity.
my first question for you though. So last month, my friend Will and I talked about our memories with Doctor Who, and I did notice while I was editing it and listening to it back that we talk a lot about products and sort of a lot of our memories are not just based within the episodes because we talked about series 1 and 2 and all that kind of stuff, but there is a lot of this box set, and we talked about robot Dalek that I used to have. In fact, at one point I had two because I had a robot Dalek and then I broke it, and then for the following Christmas or birthday I asked for another one in order to like
Nice.
replace the Dalek that was
Yes.
missing ears. Um, so, is there any items that you have within your collection that contain memories for you?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's I have, of course, there's the photograph of when I first 5 or 6 years ago now. It was today, the anniversary of meeting Sylvester McCoy at a convention, and I have the photograph of
Yeah.
meeting him. And that was before I had the channel started later that year. So I didn't like vlog it or anything, but I got to go with my brother, and I was dressed as the fifth Doctor. He was the ninth, so it was ironic that neither of us dressed as the seventh Doctor, even though we knew he was going to be
Yeah.
there. But that absolutely holds a lot of memories. And I've got my scarf that my mom knitted for me. I've got,
That is a nice one. That is
I've
a
got
nice
this
thing, that isn't it? That
right. I've got this lovely
personal nice things.
this. It's a board of wood that has sketches of the War Doctor, ninth, 10th,
Yeah. Yeah.
11th, and 12th, and that was completely custom made by some friends of mine, and it was a birthday present, and it's just things like that that are really
Mm.
unique that I think are related to a friend or a family member that are really really special.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think a lot of the time, Doctor Who just becomes the background of the memory. It's like people, even if those that aren't like almost a bigger Doctor Who fan, the kind of ones that watch it casually or etc. And I think this goes for a lot of TV and film, is
Mm.
that if you watch something on a date, then you're reminded of it because of that date. It's like the Christmas specials of Doctor Who, and then it
Yes.
becomes Doctor Who's not. It's not Christmas without Doctor Who kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, personally, I was never a big fan. Well, I'm no longer a big fan of having a Christmas special on Christmas Day because my family's now a lot older, and it's meant that they now have kids who aren't quiet and don't like Doctor Who.
Yes.
So the issue
Yeah.
is that like I can't watch it then like
Right.
live anymore. Um,
Yeah.
so
Just because of in the U.S. The we I suppose we never had the tradition of necessarily of watching Doctor Who on Christmas Day because we were always going up to family, and they some of them were into Doctor Who, but not enough that we could turn it on
mm,
and all watch it as an event. So we would always watch it the next day or the day after. So it was never really related with Christmas, sort of maybe Christmas time, but
yeah,
the New Year's Day is now just as good a day as any to watch it.
yeah, I think so. Um, the issue that with the whole Christmas special thing, it's also a way of kind of blocking years because I think that when I think to Voyage of the Damned, well, that was the year that my mum was not very well, so that was like
Mm.
that that year, that weird sort of bubble. I was too young to remember what was happening. But when I
Uh,
watched it this year, they were like, "Oh, that was the year that I was ill." And I was like, "Oh, that does make sense. Why
right,
instead of watching
right,
it where we normally watch it, we watched it at home." But I remember distinctly watching it.
right.
And it's not like I was. I mean, it made no difference to me because I was just too young that everything just went over my head.
Mm.
But it was interesting looking back on that when I watched it this year, because this year I watched all of the Christmas specials, ones that I haven't watched in years, in order to try and, well, I reviewed some of them, but really I wanted to get through them because it gets to the point when it's like early December I'm sitting there like, don't watch a Christmas special, it's too early, and then it's
Yeah,
gone, and then you don't feel like it because it's after Christmas.
right.
And that was always an issue I had with them. So I watched them all, and you kind of I picked up on all those memories that I had on them, which was nice.
Right, right. I remember when I was sick with a cold and had nothing really to do, I read through the entire target novelization of The Brain of Morbius with
Wow.
that yellow cover. So I always think of that day, and you can be transported back to moments. There was one, it was an omnibus version of a couple target novelizations. I think Terror of the Zygons was one of them, and I read that listening to the same version of the Doctor Who theme like on repeat just in the background. And then years later, I saw that in the library and I picked it up and started reading it again. And that same tune of music came back to me, even though
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to it. I hadn't thought of it in years, but that just and certain Big Finish audios too, you remember the setting you were in when you were watching them, whether it be, in the park or at
Yeah.
a particular room or something.
Yeah, I do like those kind of little things when, because I always feel like Doctor Who's a big part of my life. It's almost like an extra family member, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It does sound quite sad to say, doesn't it? That Doctor Who's basically a
Okay.
family member. But you kind of get a connection to it.
For
Um,
me, it brought my whole family together because there's five of us. We have varying tastes, but we all love Doctor Who,
yeah.
and that meant that whenever it was on, we could all watch it together, and that was a really fun special time. There weren't many shows that, I suppose Star Trek
Mm.
would be another one that we all enjoyed together, but there weren't many that we were all like so excited to see. So that was very nice.